Hey folks, it's Nate. Thanks for joining me once more as we look to the horizon. Coming back to you with another writing vlog. I have had my meeting with my editor for Burning Bright, and it is a lot to think about. I'm going to be redrafting the story again, starting from this week. I have probably enough edits to constitute um, 2 or 3 weeks worth of work, I would say. I want to rework a couple of scenes, and I will be adding a substantial amount, probably 10% of the total length of the book will be added in new material, I think, to make all of the different things we discussed work. There was definitely a lot of, it's not any one big issue, but some little bits of groundwork need to be added in a number of places. A little more exposition in some scenes, which I think I can do pretty organically through dialogue in most places, which is the way I prefer to do a lot of my exposition. So I think I can get all of that worked out pretty quickly. It helps, of course, that the overall structure of the story is already in place, and I have already had a couple of people look at it, I think, and we started to sand off some of those rough edges, but really, talking to Kat narrowed in my focus on some of the things that will balance things out. And, you know, one of the nice things about having somebody to talk to is that there is a perspective that can very easily point you towards solutions that you just weren't thinking about as you were working on the story. I wrote Burning Bright to be very narrowly focused on one point of view, and really I stayed married to that through multiple drafts that kind of shifted what the story was doing some, and it was pointed out to me that really if I wanted to do everything I was now trying to do, another perspective was necessary. And I just, in revising the story, I just never approached it from that mindset, and it's such a simple thing. It does require some work, yeah. Adding some scenes. I may rewrite parts to be from a different point of view. But on the whole, it's not a huge change. And I think I can make it work pretty quickly. But regardless, I do have other things to do. I think I'm going to go out and start trying to commission a cover starting from next week. And that'll be another interesting adventure. I have never commissioned a cover before. I have drawn one or two of my own, but I think I want something a little more professional looking for this book, because it will be going on Amazon for all the worlds to see. So you definitely want something that will make a strong impression there. For other writing projects, I'm starting to put together essays. I do have a number of topics, of course, that I want to address, and that list of topics is actually growing. I have actually been fascinated by the discussion around journalism and propaganda in the Ukrainian war, which is just, and not any of the stories themselves. If you want to hear some big brain political take on the situation there, you're not going to get it. So don't worry if that's not what you want. If it is what you want, there's a lot of big brains out there that will get you that. I think the perspective of the people who are trying to pick apart the propaganda versus the journalism versus the information is fascinating. And it's an interesting insight into the way audiences look at stories. And that's really the perspective I want to take, because I think that your audience is an important part, and it is something you need to think about as you are writing a story. Of course, you can't think of everything an audience is going to think of. That's why there are test readers. That's why you hire an editor, all this other stuff. But there's some interesting ideas there that I really want to look at from both sides of the equation. So I'm looking forward to writing that. That's an idea I've just had. I have just had an idea about, I just went and saw a play a couple of weeks ago that I'm anxious to write about. I have a whole bunch of ideas. Apparently, there have been a lot of things percolating in my subconscious over the last couple of months that I am eager to write about. So I did not have a long list of perspective essays when I sat down to write this, but I have one now, and I am already working on my first one, which is about Shiori Experience, which is a fascinating little manga I have been reading about a band and the way the author has found a fascinating way to employ visual storytelling to make you almost hear music, and that's amazing to me. So yeah, I'm very excited to talk about all of those things in the future. So yeah, lots of writing projects, lots of little things going on right now. I am looking forward to digging into them more as I have time. And I hope you're looking forward to reading them because I think it's going to be some really great stuff. I have nothing more for you today. So there is a comment box down there. You can let me know what you think of that topic list, what you want to see first. I may consider adjusting the order I write things in, depending on what people are looking forward to. That's all I've got for you today. There's a like button and a subscribe button. You can use those as you see fit, and I will talk to you later.